Hello again. We're going to continue with our 7th run, see if we can get to 25% of the way through the cycle today. We last time out won with Stealth C on a somewhat nervy run, where we had a little bit of difficulty getting some weapons in the early part of the game. But we had a fight where we had a halberd beam drop after taking about 15 damage, and that turned the run around. Then we got hacking shortly afterwards. We're going to play Crystal A today. This is a pretty decent ship. It's mostly noteworthy. It's got crystals. It's one of the only ships that does this. You would expect that from Crystal A. And it also has crystal weapons, which pierce through a single shield bubble. These are effectively like a burst one and the heavy laser one, but they're modified to shoot through a shield bubble. Now, they can be shot down by defensive drones, and more importantly, they're a bit slower than the standard weapons. Like, burst 1 is 11 seconds, this is 15. Heavy 1 is 9 seconds, this is 13. You're a little bit prone to taking hits on your weapons on this ship, which can be quite frustrating. And it's a little bit prone to just taking a lot of scratch damage because the early enemies, they all have faster weapons than you do. So it's difficult to knock offenses off. But the trade-off of that is you have two weapons that pierce through a shield bubble. Now, in the long term, this doesn't work all that well because, you know, having a weapon set up that can pierce through shields is kind of the point. So you either, you know, to use these in the end game, you're either using other weapons that knock down exactly 3 shields, in which case you're not using very much with your other weapons aren't doing all that much for you. Or, you know, if they're popping all the shields, well, then you might as well be using a burst 1 and a heavy 1. So, in the long run, these don't work all that well, but they give you breathing space in the early part of the run. You also have a Crystal Vengeance. This thing is a piece of crap, and you should sell it for 40 scrap at the first opportunity. If you take damage, there's a 10% chance that it will basically shoot a crystal shard at them. Like, whatever. Just sell it for 40 scrap and get shields, and then you won't take the damage in the first place, in all likelihood. You have 4 crew on this ship, which is unusual. Not very many ships start with 4, but it's kind of made up for by the fact that this ship is really, really big. It's interesting to know how to sort of lay the crew out on this ship. I've gone with 2 crystals over here before. I think I'm going to put a crystal on piloting, because if people are boarding towards piloting, you can actually lock them out using their lockdown power and keep your evade, and that's quite useful. So you don't need to store as badly with this ship right off, because you don't really need to upgrade your weapons too much. Although it'd be useful to get one, just, you know, sell the Crystal Vengeance and immediately get the shield buffer upgrade and be most of the way to shield 4. But we haven't got one here, and it's fine. The distress beacon is not great. You don't have good distress options on this ship. I'd like to hit these 2 nebulas, but that sort of constrains me. I either need to go through the distress, hit these and come back, or I need to hit here, hit these and come back up. I guess I'll hit the distress. You know, if it's bad, I just don't take it. It might just be like a fight or you know, it could be a fight. It could be people asking to trade resources. It could be people asking for fuel. And we can go distress there, 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 and then there. That sees the first half of the sector. So yeah, we will go distress after all, but we'll probably okay, good. We get a fight. Is this the weapon setup that can't hurt you? Okay, well it can. But only... Actually, I'm not sure. If the ion hits, does my shield come back in time? It only ionizes it for 5 seconds. But it missed anyway. I'm curious about this, because these weapons both fire at exactly the same moment. So if you never hit weapons, they'll always fire at the same time, but the laser travels before the ion. So I'm wondering if I can train right here. I think I can train right here. So I'm going to start doing that. I do need to watch the training just to make sure that, you know, because if we have an occasion where the laser misses and then the ion stunner hits shields, we might take damage off it. But I think we can safely train right here. So I will see you back when we have training, or when I discover that I'm wrong. But I think actually you can safely train everything up right here. Well, evade up. Alright, we are back, and we've got full training. I moved the crystal into shields to make sure that it's safe, and I'll just demonstrate here since they've just hit my shields. The recharge is just fast enough to block the laser. Apparently, I posted it on the Discord, and apparently it is almost entirely safe. But there is a very small chance that the ion comes in from a weird angle or something and hits the shield room directly after the laser pops your shield, that it might not be enough. But it was good enough for our purposes here. I've had a look at the crew over there to see whether I can O2 kill this ship. I think I can try, although I'm not 100% sure that this... They've got an NG, but they won't try to fix it with the NG. They'll try to fix it with this guy. Okay, they dodged one of those. This almost certainly won't work, but I might as well give it a try. Okay, they've hit it directly there. I'm just going to shoot their weapons now, which probably means that I can't do the O2 kill. Do you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to kill this ship. We've got enough out of it. I'm pretty sure that O2 kill would not have worked. Well, we get 17 scrap though, and now we still have these nice beacons to go to, and then there, and onwards. So, let's make sure everything is back. Yep, I haven't forgotten to unmute myself. Fight the... We'll probably take a bit of damage here because the ion is going to hit me. Let's shoot that out and then we're safe. Can I flash this? I can, but unfortunately they've now ionized my weapon, so I've kind of screwed myself there. Oh, well, they just hit my shields directly there, so nothing much to be done about that. We'll take a bit of damage. Ooh, the Crystal Vengeance is going to actually do something here. Something is on fire. I think it's over here that it's swiped. Okay. So we take a bit of damage here because we're in a low power situation and we can't actually run our offense and our defense together. But it's fine. Fires are all out. And now their offense is gone. So we took, what was that, 5 damage there? 4? 1, 2, 5. More than I would have liked. The shield flash we did at first kind of screwed us over. I'm getting thrown off by our evade being this high because I'm not used to being able to full evade train on the first fight of the damn run. But sometimes you get lucky. Okay, we don't need shields right here, but we're gonna get tagged by this missile. Like, this is one of the problems with just having these slow weapons, is this will definitely 100% fire before our weapons do. We have a 1/4 chance of dodging this, and it's aimed right at our weapons. And that's taken our crystal laser down, and then we missed. Great. So yeah, that's one of the big problems with this ship. We're gonna take multiple Artemis missiles, and if that hits my weapons as well, okay, it hasn't, but it has hit a bad room. I think we need to vent that down, and that means we then will need to fix it with no O2 in the room. Okay, we're safe now. You two go heal. Main thing is that we need to fix the O2. Fortunately, our crystals take less damage from suffocation, so we should be safe on that. You 2, go. You go charge these extremely sluggish weapons. Good, we got a breach. That's why I kept firing at that room even though... I kept firing at that room even though it was completely destroyed because I wanted to try to breach it to delay them repairing. We're not going to be able to heal them until the battle's done, but that will be now. Okay, some weirdness going on in those last couple of battles because of the low power situation. So we've taken more damage than we would have liked. A combination of, you know, that missile hitting the weapons immediately and them dodging, and the previous fight. These people have a Zoltan shield. Now we should be able to shield flash here quite a bit. I think this will eventually line up, but not well. For God's sake. These second shots, the beam should hit me before the... yeah. And now we don't care whether this hits, because our shield will definitely recharge in time before the pike beam goes off. These will sort of line up every 2 ion shots, I think. Because the ion takes 8 seconds and the pike beam takes 16. But the pike beam travels faster. So actually we're safe. It's whether the ion hits on like the 3rd volley that would make us dangerous. Make it dangerous. But that now can't happen. Well, it can, but it wouldn't be dangerous because the pike beam's down. We're going to get a crap reward from this because this is the, or probably because this is the event that disables your engines, and you almost always get a bad result from that. I suppose I maybe could have seen if this was crew killable, but it's too late now. Oh, really? I guess this must give a random scrap reward instead of a low scrap reward. Because I'm used to getting quite bad rewards from this, but that's interesting. 21 scrap is a high scrap payout. So it must be that this specific event, I haven't looked it up on the FTL wiki. If you didn't know, all events in FTL, they give you a reward from one of 3 sort of buckets, high, low, or medium. And the amount of scrap you get is determined by, you know, it's in a range depending on what sector you're in and what difficulty you're in. So like a medium scrap payout on hard in Sector 1 is always between 12 to 19 scrap. And anything above 19 that's a high scrap payout, and that's what we got there. So I guess this event, I had thought this was a low scrap payout event, but it must be a it must be a random one, that it picks one of those 3 buckets at random, which some events do. We got a store. I think I am going to take 1 jump extra, and I'll delay pushing my shields, which is a little bit dangerous, but we'll delay it, then go here with hopefully like 60 scrap, which then comes to 100 when we sell the Crystal Vengeance. Okay, we'll probably make scrap here, yeah. I mean, having a second shield bubble wouldn't help that much here anyway. That is a level 2 hack on my O2, so I need to shoot that out, but I'll shoot the weapons out first. So it'd be more dangerous for them to hit my O2 with a bomb while it was locked. There we go. So we win this fight. Solar Flare will probably destroy that shit. Okay, it didn't. Yeah, see, this would be quite bad with the hack up. But now we can just vent it. It might actually burn out. Not sure. And we got the minimum amount of scrap we could get for a medium reward there, but it's fine. We'll hit this with 56 scrap, which will go to 96. We could buy pretty much anything there is here that we might want, other than cloaking. Unfortunately, that's like the only thing we really want here. It's not unreasonable to go teleporter on this ship, because crystals are really overpowered boarding crew. So it wouldn't be a bad play to do that, but I don't feel like it's necessary. The auto reloader would also be, you know, it would help solve some of the problems with the weapons being so slow. But I feel like that's this early, that's kind of a luxury purchase. Like, auto reloaders are really, really good, but early on in a run, they're a bit hard to get your hands on. And I feel like we're better off just getting shields up, doing this. Now we have like mid 50 scrap. We literally win 1 or 2 more battles, and then even if the next store is like right here, we can probably buy any weapon that there might be, or any, you know, if we can get hacking, we can do that. I feel like that's better than having faster lasers. Let's get our O2 all the way up and then jump out. Okay. Let's go. Okay, we get a slaver fight. Now, unfortunately, they have a missile. So that's gonna go off. We have a 30% chance of dodging it. It's probably an Artemis missile as well. Actually, it's a Leto. You can tell because of the model on the missile. And we dodged it. Cool. Go dodge training. I'm not going to try crew killing with O2 because we would take a bunch of missiles. It's definitely not worth it. Shoot the engines out. Even if they fix the missile very quickly, we can take it out with the Crystal Burst laser. Give me a high scrap payout. That's at the low end of a high scrap payout. 19 is within medium, but I think a high scrap might be like 19 to 23 or something like that. Let's look that up quickly. You can find all of this stuff on my Copley's site, which is invaluable. Yeah, high reward in Sector 1 is 19 to 23, so that was the lowest amounts that we can get from a high reward. We'll go here. If we see any stores at the top side, we can't go to them, but at least we'll then know that they're there and that we can't get another one in this sector. Scrap the debris, the top option, risks crew. Yeah, that, like, there's no way we're going there. 1, 2, 3. Actually, can we do that? Actually, we can do that. I mean, there's a risk that the fleet pursuit might get doubled at one of these two, but I think that's a relatively small risk. If we get one of the events that can do that, we just take the safe options. I don't think there are any events that double fleet pursuit that you can't just choose not to take. Cool. The halberd beam is not ideal on this because your crystal weapons don't work well with beams. The heavy laser's not ideal either because, you know, you don't normally want to be using heavy lasers to pop shields, which is effectively what we'll be doing if we don't get any other weapons by Sector 3. But hey, you know, things don't have to be ideal to work in this game. And, like, eventually we can probably get rid of the crystal weapons and use the heavy laser for its intended function of smashing the shit out of enemies. So this has been a quite good Sector 1 in contrast to the last time I played the ship. Shield hack event. This is a very dangerous shield hack event as well. It's got combat drone and an ion. I want to take the combat drone out first. And we'll see whether or not this hits. It didn't, so we need to shoot the Crystal Burst laser at that room. Okay, that's down, and we've breached it. So that's the end of this fight. So shield hack event does not screw us over. But like, if you fight that early in the sector, I mean, if you watch my last cycle, I had this on as the first fight on Federation A, and it created a beam drone that swiped my weapons immediately. And I ended up taking like 15 damage in that fight, and it created a very, very difficult run. So that is one of, and because of an odd, I don't know the exact details, but I know because of something specific in the way that the code determines what events are going to happen mean that that specific event is more likely to happen in Sector 1. I don't know specifically why. Like, that can happen in all civilian sectors, and you can get it later in the game, but it is specifically much more likely. I think, like, the event list isn't as large for this sector or something like that, and it is more likely, therefore, to appear. That's why you seem to get it very regularly in Sector 1. Okay, there's nothing there. Off to the exit. We could buy fuel, but I think we're okay. Okay, Rebel and Civilian. There's a lot of nebula in this sector. This civilian sector, if we go to it, it is the only green sector we will be able to get until Sector 7. I once had a map, by the way, in which I went, I was able to go to nebula beacons at nebula sectors in every single sector. It was very, very strange. It was something like purple. It was like purple there, purple here, there, and then there was like a red-purple choice. I did actually not go to purple at the very, very end because Sector 7 on that run happened to be a rebel stronghold, so I went there instead. But I think that run, it either is the one that holds my like beacons explored record, or I think it might be 1 or 2 off. I think it was like 118 or 119 beacons or something ridiculous. I'm going to go civilian second because I want to get hacking, and I'm much more likely to do that there than in a rebel sector. They're both good sectors to go to, but this is the better option, I think. Long-range scanners are particularly high up the priority list in this run, more than they would even normally be, because if we find long-range scanners, those nebulas are a lot better. All of the nebula sectors, both Uncharted and the Slug types, benefit quite a lot from having long-range scanners. Let's demand that the rebel ship surrenders. We're in some danger here. They're trying to run, and they have a combat drone so they can hurt us. We'll put the crystal heavy laser into drones to disable that, which makes us safe. Now we're gonna shoot out piloting. Okay, it's only level 1 piloting. That's not actually always ideal because it means they can come in and fix it and make it difficult for you to keep it offline, but it applies either way, really. Shoot that out. Shoot this again because they're gonna fix that, yeah. Put everything there. If we just hit it, they die. Yeah, got him. Nice. We aren't keeping that. The defense drone. You might have noticed I rarely buy drone control systems, and obviously in the last run I started with a drone control system and I just got rid of it. And or I didn't get rid of it, but I got rid of all the drones, and it didn't really matter that much. Drone control with defensive drone can be quite good for protecting you from missiles. The problem is some ships aren't protected all that well, and this is definitely one of them. Basically anything over on the right, there's a certain line on the right hand side of the screen that defensive drones can't target past. They can't see the missile until it crosses that line, and on quite a number of ships, like literally there are whole rooms, like on this one I think weapons is exposed, and it makes the system much worse than it would otherwise be. I think it's actually not a great system even if you do fix that bug, because it requires pretty heavy investments in drone parts. It requires you to get multiple different drone types in order to use it flexibly, which unfortunately a lot of the majority of ships you can only have 2 drone types, so you can't really be all that. You can't really have like a defensive drone and a bunch of offensive drones. You have to pick. And yeah, it's quite expensive to get early, and it doesn't actually improve your offense. Hacking is not as good for dealing with missiles, but it's not that much worse, and it's better for literally everything else, so I tend to go hacking instead. We have a store here. Speaking of hacking, we have enough scrap to do it now because of that defensive drone, but I don't see any reason not to take 2 more jumps before we hit it, since we have them there, and we might as well have as much scrap as possible in case there's multiple things there that we want. Give me free things. We might even be able to hit... well, we definitely can. We might even want to hit 3 extra things. So this is annoying because it can shoot down our crystal projectiles. However, they can't hurt us, so we just need to focus on taking that out. You go into sensors and see what they have over there. They don't have a system repair drone, because drone ships this early only have level 3 drone control. That is a level 3 drone, so it's impossible for them to have more. Yeah, just shoot everything there. We put a breach in there, that will slow them repairing. Put the next set of shots into engines, and then they have multiple systems broken that they need to fix. Okay, that's quite frustrating. We hit the damn drone. It's also level 2 piloting. It's a little bit difficult to keep that down. Failing all else, we might just need to jump out of this fight before them so that it doesn't double fleet pursuit. I think we have to do that. Because our weapons are so slow and they're mostly charged up now. I think we get one more chance. No, let's get out of here. So are we going here? We can go there, store, and then there. I think that makes the rest of the sector more awkward. I don't know whether I want to go top side or... Actually, I almost certainly want to go bottom through this nebula, so let's do that. It's frustrating, but the defensive drone 2 makes that fight quite difficult. This fight, however, is not difficult at all. If we hadn't already trained all our skill up, we could do it here. Since they have an NG to repair things, I don't know about, and a med bay, I don't know about O2 killing this ship. But maybe we can manipulate them. If we let this guy escape, will they board us with the NG next time? Let's find out, since this ship can't hurt us. Yes. So in that case, let's shoot out O2. Have that only fire 1 projectile. Yep, it's only level 1 O2. Can we kill this guy before he warps back? No, unfortunately. But we have already put the rock in this room, so that will swap their crew positions even though they have an NG. Yeah, I didn't actually depower the second shot. I didn't depower in time to stop the second shot, so that was unnecessary hull damage we dealt. Gotta keep the crystal heavy up just in case they start trying to run away. It's always a danger on this ship, trying for crew kills. I suspect this won't work. Oh, well, we got a breach, so that will drain the O2 from that room specifically. Unfortunately, they're not smart enough to just run the NG until it fix things. They would do that for a fire, but these weapons can't set fires. The only downside is that now they're going to run the NG in to fix that, and that will now be the person they use, but eventually the NG will take O2 damage. And now they're using a rock. That is only a level, actually I can't tell. I think that is only a level 1 medbay. Like, the O2 hasn't drained from all of their ship, it's just that one room, because we've hull breached it. Damn it. We're very close on this, but I think we're gonna not quite manage it because of them being able to cycle the NG in. Yeah, that's only a level 1 medbay. Is this NG gonna die before he repairs that? Yes. Okay, so we've got this. Well, actually, I'm not sure. We need to knock the medbay out, because otherwise they're just gonna stand here in purgatory. But I think the problem is if we hit this, they are rocks. They have so many hit points that they're gonna fix that before they're gonna fix that before. Oh, I then fucked up. Well, oh, the Ion hit it anyway. Thank you, Ion, but I think this still won't work. Yep. Had I not done that misfire earlier, we would have got it. Yeah, so unfortunately, we could just leave them here forever, and they'll never be able to leave this room. This is their life now. But I won't do that. That prevents me getting scrap. Well, we get double reward, and then we have 2 stores. So we'll go to this one. If it's no good, we hit the other one. If it is good, we take that bottom jump instead. This store is very much not what I would call good. The backup battery is cute. I would buy that if I didn't have another immediate store to go to. But I do, so let's just go there. This store kind of sucks too. Do we not have a third? Okay, we don't have a third. You just buy a charge laser. Let's buy the charge laser. The breach bomb 2 would be fun, but it's too early to make that purchase. If we wanted to go teleporter, that would be a great thing to get. You could sell like one of the crystal weapons and get breach bomb 2 and teleporter. Breach bomb 2 is a fantastic boarding support weapon. It wouldn't be awful to get mind control here, but I really want to keep a buffer to get hacking. Unfortunately, we're going to have a hard time the rest of this run. We might have difficulty with stores, although it depends. If some of those late nebulas are slug nebulas, they often have 3 stores in them, so it's not actually as bad as it might be. But we buy that. We're going to get weapons up, and we're going to actually go like this. Now our weapons are quite a bit faster. We could probably beat the game with these if we really wanted to, but we aren't going to. We're going to get rid of the crystal weapons. I'm going to actually do this time because we've gone down in fuel a little bit. Should I buy a power bar now? That does take me completely to 0. Other option would be to get the piloting, or other option other than keeping it would be to get the piloting blue option for a possible manually search event, but that seems speculative. I think I just hold my scrap. How many jumps do I have here? Looks like 2, but probably 3 in the nebula, so I'm just going to hit the 3 nebula jumps. Okay, we got a fight. I really wish that we had hacking now. We're going to take some damage from this. Speaking of hacking, fucking Christ. No, not my sensors. You have hacked my sensors in this nebula. That's a lot of fire. I think we need to just get our crystal weapons going. We can maybe fire that once more, but honestly, we might just need to abandon that room and vent it. Crystals are actually bad at fighting fires. They have a small penalty that the game doesn't tell you that they have. Maybe we can put this out? Okay, we did. I was kind of hoping to put a breach in there, and then we could full train weapons by using the charge laser. You people go heal. You go heal as well. Shoot that down, and now we'll kill them very quickly with these two lasers. Took a bit more damage there than I'd have liked. There, and then out. Okay, we're safe here. We might as well use the two crystal weapons in this fight. Actually, we could full train weapons here. I'm gonna do that. We can just use the heavy laser, and that allows us to power this up. So, I will be back once I have fired the heavy laser another 54 times. And we are back. I am 2 off max weapon skill, and I'm trying to decide now, do I want to O2 kill this ship, or try to? And the answer to that is yes. So let's see if I can hit this with just my charge laser. Keep the heavy laser up as a backup, but I will occasionally need to turn it off to give myself O2. Doesn't do much good to get an O2 kill if I kill my own ship as well. We especially need to be worried. The wise thing to do here actually would be to run them out of bombs, except they won't use their bombs unless the O2 is down. So we can't do that. That does create some risks because they might bomb my O2. While, they might bomb my O2 while I'm running it down. Or they might keep bombing the same room and kill one of my crew. As they're demonstrating here. Gonna actually preemptively vent my shield so that if they like bomb it and set a fire, we'll be safe. I need to power my O2 here. Okay. Now I need to get that back, and I need to then run everyone in and start fixing that stuff. Because if they bomb my shields again, we could end up taking damage from the heavy laser. I need to turn my heavy laser off now and just use the charge laser, and there's definitely risks in doing this. You just heal up above the threshold where a small bomb can kill you. You don't need to heal all the way up, just that far. That's good enough. You go and fix that. Unfortunately, we missed there, so they're going to get time to recharge their O2. Should we do this? That's a little bit faster. It's important to fix my doors when they're down, because otherwise fires could be quite bad. Also, I need my O2 now. Care about you bombing that. This is quite dangerous doing this, because if they decide to run away, we're probably going to have a difficult time stopping them. But I really, really want more scrap. Okay, so that was the thing I had vented the room out earlier to deal with, and now it's no longer vented. I'm gonna just take this, I think, now. Oh, but God, that's 9 scrap. That's so bad. The heavy laser could rip me apart. We're rejecting. Will that please burn out? No. Oh, no, it did burn out just in time. Good. I started powering the heavy laser just in case I wanted to shoot their weapons out. I really wish. Okay, we did get the crew kill there, so it was right to reject that, but that was quite annoying. And it was not a safe fight to go for a crew kill in. If we'd had a bit more power, it would have been. We were fortunate that they never bombed our O2, because like bombing our O2 and setting a double fire there, that would have been tricky to deal with. Let's let our O2 recharge all the way. I'm really cognizant of the fact that the next sector we're going to is almost certainly going to be a red sector, because the alternative is an uncharted nebula and we don't have long-range scanners to make that more palatable, which means there could only be one store in the sector, and that one store could be right at the beginning. I want to get 80 scrap as soon as possible. We don't currently have it, and, we're about to jump into the sector. Maybe we get some scrap here. It's probably not going to be 25 unless there's a drop, which there isn't. So I really, really want to have that 80 scrap buffer. We're going pirate. Okay, it isn't. We want to see every beacon so that we see the store. Oh, we've got 2 different heavy shots that can knock that off. Let's vent to our shields. Yep, got it. Our weapon training that we got there came very much in handy. We wouldn't have taken that out in time without it. Because they're boarding us, that's an unmanned weapon room, which it otherwise would not be. I think this ship has 3 crew normally. Yep. That weapon room is not in good shape. We might be able to crew kill this. Because you're going to warp back. It depends on who you send over to us. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to send the Zoltan. I'd have preferred they send the NG. We're still going to go and murder this Zoltan. Wow, that is a fast teleporter, my god. Kinda tempting, but that puts me too far away scrap-wise from where I need to be. Okay, we got a fire there and we killed the NG. Their crew don't have enough health to fight that. But they have enough health that I can't blow them up. Like, we could do this. Kill the Zoltan if all 3 shots hit. We need 2 shots to hit their human. Our option here is if we can hit the O2 and get a fire or breach, this might work. It just depends on whether the O2 drains from that room before they can fix it. I'm not sure that it will. I think they'll probably fix it in time. Oh, no they didn't. Okay, cool, we're gonna do it. Hooray! Thankfully, they did not decide to run away. You just go heal. So, that was close, but we did manage to get the crew kill. This will take a little while for the O2 to completely drain off their ship. It won't take long for them to die once they do, though, because they're both very low on health. There we go. That was not a very good reward for a crew kill. It doesn't always give a better reward, and in that case it didn't. I hope the store isn't... Okay, we've already seen that. I hope it isn't like... Oh no, we've seen that too. Okay, good. I do hope that it wasn't one of those, but it's not. So let's go here. That sees all of these down here. Attack the slaver. We've got a chance to get crew here, but more importantly, we have a chance to reject crew and get a high scrap reward. Okay, missile's out. No, it isn't. They decided to keep it, you stupid bastards. It is only a Lido, but it's a Lido that they keep damn well firing. That must be an engine they're repairing. Okay, they dodged two, but thankfully the shield pierce thing still got through there. Of course, they then immediately fixed the weapons that got the thing back up. No. You can screw off, you have vexed me. We killed whoever was repairing in there the first time, so... They probably don't have a pilot. No, they don't have a pilot, they just dodged 3 of 4 shots. With their autopiloting. Fortunately, it didn't matter. 28 scrap. Very, very nice. So, we have got a nice, cool 100 scrap. We can now buy hacking if it turns up. And we are going to make sure that is always the case until we have hacking. Unless, like, something really good turns up. Like, if this store doesn't have hacking but it has a burst 2 or something, I'll buy that. But... okay. It doesn't have either of those two things. It does have long-range scanners. And I'm going to get those because of the aforementioned issue of, with all these purple sectors, long-range scanners is very valuable. Now, do I repair here? I think I have to repair a little bit. We only need 1 scrap amount. If there even is a second store in this sector, which there may well not, it can't be any earlier than like here. We can get 2 more jumps before then. We'll take this fight. Well, this ship has no shields, so it's going to be in some trouble. Our crystal lasers don't really give us much benefit, of course, fighting a shieldless ship, but whatever, the charge laser does, so... Okay, weapons down. Shoot that cloaking out so this goes faster. Okay, we're back to 80. Get that FTL up. Recharge our O2. We don't have too many good blue options at this distress beacon, but you know, we might as well go there and see whether we can get something. We might get a weapon out of this. We'll search for the ship. It has a 1 in 3 chance of doing you 5 damage, 1 in 3 that you just get scrap, and 1 in 3 of a choice between getting a crystalline pod and getting a weapon. We get the bad option. Feels like you should get a bonus doing that with the crystal ship, but... well, we're going into an asteroid field. I don't see the need to hit this one. It doesn't show us anything other than another asteroid field. Yuck. We can maybe knock this down on time. Thank you, asteroid. Weapons are down now. Give me O2. Let's give them something to think about. No. this would enable us to see that beacon. I don't think I'd want to go to that even if it was a store. On the other hand, if we don't go to it, we may have difficulty getting all our jumps anyway. So I'm going to go here. Actually. So I'm going to go here to see all this stuff down here. Yeah, I think that's better. More asteroids. This ship would be completely unthreatening if it weren't an asteroid field, but it is. I'm not even going to bother looking at what's on that ship that's not trying to crew kill it. Yeah, I'll take that. That sells for quite a lot. About 25. Certainly it's better than what we would get if we go on to kill the ship. And we found another store. Good. Should we get a distress beacon? Kind of tempted to go to the distress beacon, because if that store has cloaking but not hacking, we currently can't get it. But if we get one more scrap payout, we will be able to do that. So on that basis, having now located the store, let's go here and try to make some more scrap. More scrap spotted. By the way, is one of the more important tips that I've ever had given to me, or wasn't given specifically to me, but one of the most important tips I've ever read for FTL is do what I've been doing here. Specifically have in mind, I want to buy thing X. That costs such and such amount of scrap. I need to have that. You know, counting that specifically, knowing particularly what it is that you want and how feasible it is for you to buy it is one of the most important things for winning at this game consistently. So yeah, if we sell the drone recovery arm, we could get that. Now, there is hacking and cloaking here. Sadly, we can't get both of them. And hacking is the better system, so I'm buying that. But if that had been mind control, you know, we'd have got cloaking, and then we have one of the game's 2 power systems. I'm gonna buy another power bar here. Do I have 2 jumps here or 3? 3 should be good, especially since one of them is in a nebula, so I think 3 would be enough, even if they weren't all, even if one of them wasn't in a nebula, but one of them is, so. Explore the asteroid field. Feels like we've been doing a lot of that this sector. Hack that missile. Buy me time to get a first volley off. They're gonna cloak before we get a second volley off, so we'll just hold our shots. That's an Artemis missile as well, so it was particularly good that we did that. Goodbye, shields. I bet you'd like to surrender. I'd like to surrender too if I were you. I'd really like to get hacking up to 2, but I'm going to hold scrap again because, you know, if the only store of the next sector is right at the start, we want to have maximum flexibility. No. I'd have done that if we had had, say, 13 missiles, because that would take us above 15 for the various events where you give up 15 missiles. But we're already above that. Nothing there. We'll take that. Mantis or Slug? Slug has more stores. I was going to say Mantis is generally a safer buffer, but of course, the last time that we went into a Mantis 4 sector, we died on the first fight. That wasn't really a Mantis ship that did it, though. That was an auto scout, which could appear basically anywhere. They're not actually very common in Slug sectors, but Slug ships are quite a bit more dangerous than Mantis ships. And the other thing is that Slug controlled would put me pretty much in a line where we're just going all nebulas. Does that matter? I think the answer to that is no. This gives us a very good chance to get out of the sector with cloaking, and then we win the run. And there's just more stores, so it gives us more flexibility. We'll go Slug. We want to upgrade our O2 right away. I think we are going to upgrade our hacking right away. It does take us way away from ever being able to afford cloaking, but like we need to make ourselves more secure from ships with missiles. Okay, we want hacking here to counter the boarders just because they're kind of annoying. And this ship's not very dangerous weapon-wise. We can probably just kill them. In fact, we can O2. This is a flying coffin ship, so we can O2 kill it. But we're going to hit their weapons first to take out either the halberd beam or the other two weapons. Yep, that's fine. Now we hit O2. I should have locked them out with my crystal lockdown. I was not paying full attention. Is that going to be up in time? Yes. No, it isn't. That was off. If we had had shield manning there, we would have taken no damage. Oh well. We take 1 damage. Now their weapons are down completely. And their O2 is out. So we've got 80 seconds until we win this battle. Well, 80 until the... We set a fire or something. We must have set a fire. Because their shields have taken damage now. Yep. We set a fire in their weapons room. The Slug in there lost the fight against it. Probably now cowering in the piloting room. Or they've died. I think more likely they're cowering in the piloting room. So the fire is going to consume their ship, but there's not enough systems on this to burn out. Yep, the Slug is dead over there now. The one in their engines room is alive, but he has no way to actually stay that way. I'm going to buy 1 more power bar after this fight, and then I think I'm just going to save for cloaking. Because currently we're a little bit low on power. We don't have backup battery yet. Let's just have a quick glance. I haven't looked at how the sectors were so far. Sector 2 is a bit mediocre. Fire can't spread between the compartments, so it literally cannot spread to the engine's room. For the case of this battle, all that means is that the person in there definitely suffocates instead of dying of, instead of burning to death. Is that better? I don't know. So there are 2 to 3 stores in Slug-controlled nebulas. There are always 2 within the nebula itself, and there is potentially 1 outside the nebula. Now, these non-nebula jumps are mostly early on, so if there was cloaking at any of them, we wouldn't be able to get it. We won't have 150 scrap by then. Hopefully the whole sector is just ships, like it's flying coffin ships, because they're the least dangerous Slug ships by a long way. Okay, O2's out. As before, 1.5 minutes. We may need to shoot this again to keep it down. I doubt we set a fire like we did last time. Yep, they're repairing. When we hit that room, the Slug is taking damage. So it's possible that we just kill the Slug. I'm a little bit wary of shooting at them with the heavy laser again, because if we set a fire, we do 2 damage and there's 2 more systems to burn out. So I'm probably going to, from now on, just use charge laser and crystal heavy. If the crystal heavy puts a breach in there, it will speed up the drain of oxygen in that room, but it can't spread to other, it can't, spread and damage other systems the way that a fire can. And it's still doing 30 damage to the slug in there. Now we would need to use heavy laser to pop a shield bubble and charge laser to put another shot on there. But I think that slug will die before they can repair anything more. That does appear to be the case. One thing I've noticed in slug sectors is that you don't get very many drops. I track this on all of the sectors, and slug controlled and slug home sectors have the fewest drops of any sector. And I think that's because a lot of fights overwrite default rewards. So if you get a crew kill, normally if you get a crew kill, you have a 1 in 9. If it's a default rewards fight, like most fights are, you have a 1 in 9 chance that you get a weapon. Whereas in slug sectors, I think it's overwritten, and it's more likely to be high scrap, but there's less chance of a weapon drop. In fact, there's no chance of a weapon drop beyond a lot of fights. Many battles just generally have like a 3% chance that there will be an item that drops, and that could be a weapon. Do I want to go here to see that beacon? Actually, I can see it by going here, and that also shows me this non-nebula beacon, so let's do that. Nothing here. There's a fight, but we're not going there. Do we want to go to this distress beacon? So distress beacons outside the nebulas in slug sectors have a chance to give you crew quite often, and slug crew at that, and slugs are amazing pilots. I'm gonna go there. Okay, it's this one. This is quite a good event. If you attack the Mantis ship, we're gonna hack weapons to delay that big missile. You can often get a double scrap reward from this. Sometimes even a double scrap reward with an augmentation. Get you out of there. You're not fighting a Mantis. Okay, missiles down. We're safe. You go to med bay. Okay, they're never fixing that stuff. Well, the NG might eventually allow them to fix that stuff, but I won't allow that to happen. So, we can blow up the Mantis ship and get some scrap. So the slugs say that they're very grateful, but don't have any liquid assets. If you just, persuade them a little bit. See, they decide, oh no, actually look, there's some stuff behind our sofa. Actually, we do indeed have something that we can reward you with after all. So, you get that. If they don't do that, you just blow them up and you get scrap. So either way, like we got a double reward. That second part of the double reward was 38 scrap because we got 13 and a 25 scrap augment. So we are not far off from that 150 buffer. Our long range scanners are going to give it to us. Now, unfortunately, there's no store. We're going to skip this fight so that we see more nebula stuff. This still seeds these bottom ones, so if we see a store there, we can get to them. And if we can't, we go up to the top. We want to see this beacon. This ship is kind of annoying. I think I'm going to use the 2 crystal weapons here to get rid of a shield bubble. What I'd like to be able to do, if these were 2 different weapons that fire 2 lasers, I'd hack weapons and desync them and it would be completely safe. But they're the same weapon, so I can't desync them without knocking it off. I'm still going to hack weapons so that we get a first volley. But we can't desync. What we're going to do is fire heavy laser first, then crystal burst, then crystal heavy. and it doesn't matter because they all miss. Hooray. And we're running out of O2 over there. Let's give myself O2 when we don't need to, myself. I don't know, I'm losing the ability to speak. Okay. So we'll take some damage there. Unfortunately, we won't be safe quite yet because they hit my shield. Let's go fix those. We'll be able to hack before this can fire, so we won't take any damage from it. I think I'm going to try to hit shields. Yeah, there we go. Now get rid of this, go over to my normal weapon configuration. I'd like to run the FTL in case they start trying to run away, but I need my O2 on. Actually, I don't need it so much right now. Okay, weapons are down. Let's run level 2 O2 and level 2 engines and go and heal you. Okay, well they're trying to run away, but they're not going to manage it. We just ignore the weapons. As long as we have 2 shield bubbles up, we're safe. Oh, they've got a shield bubble up just in time. How annoying. Fortunately, we breached there, so we didn't end up having them run away because I didn't notice them getting the shields back just in the nick of time. Now we have enough even without selling the drone arm, and cool, we found a store. One option here is to greed a bunch of times and go to the store. I think that's not the right move. I think we want to hit this store and then we go down. We'll probably dive in this sector. Actually, we might not because I don't know whether we... You know, the layout doesn't seem to allow us to, but we'd like to ideally go there, store, get cloaking, hit, you know, a bunch of extra jumps, maybe go there as well. You know, like if we could get loads and loads of scrap, we could potentially have like cloaking and mind control there, but that's not too likely. Let's attack this ship. These weapons don't sync up at first, but they will on the second volley. Fortunately, we're going to have the Zoltan shield down by then, so we can hack weapons if we have to. Whole beam, by the way, has a little glitch. You might have noticed that it went funny looking there for about a frame. They missed a frame out of its animation. Okay, I don't need to hack weapons. We've taken them down already. Let's hit their piloting so they can't run. We want more scrap. We're about to hit a store. 17 scrap is not good enough. Down you go. 31 scrap. We've got an even... We actually have 225. We have exactly enough. If cloaking and mind control are both here, we will be able to get them exactly by selling the drone recovery arm. They're not. We could get drone control instead, but we're not going to do that. Regardless, we're getting cloaking. And let's get a few repairs, and we are basically safe now. We'd like to get our weapons up to start using more stuff. We'd like to replace these crystal heavy lasers. These crystal, not crystal heavy lasers, the crystal lasers generally. But we have the rest of the run to do that. I am going to head off for a bit, and we will continue the run when I'm back. And we're back. So, thinking about the run now, there's the other store. We're not going there. Well, I mean, there could be one there, but we're not going to any of those. We want to get fights. What we want now is we firstly want to get our engines up so we can 100% cloak things. Then we want our weapons up so that we can use the crystal burst. So for the next little while, we're going to do that right now. We can get the cloak by doing this, which, you know, if a big missile is flying at us or a bunch of burst 2s or whatever, it doesn't matter so much that we don't have shields up because we'll be cloaking 100%. And what we want to do is just spend our next little while accumulating as much scrap as quickly as possible so that we can do that. And certainly having crew killable ships will help in that regard. Do we try to do this without hacking? That seems greedy. Let's just use hacking on their piloting to make sure we do 4 damage to this. That will take all the weapons down. We have, 16 drones. We don't need to preserve them. Cloak. When that goes by, we don't need 100% evade anymore. Make sure the missile completely flies off the screen so there's no chance of any of our projectiles colliding. Those are down. Might as well charge the FTL since they have no weapons to shoot at us right now. And now let's take out the O2. I said now let's take out the O2. We may end up not crew killing this ship because if they bring the missile back up quickly, we may just have difficulty keeping it down. Fortunately, they brought an ion up. Hopefully they bring the heavy laser next. They should, considering that's feasible with level 2 weapons. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to knock them back down again. Hopefully we set a fire there. I can't tell. We have one more point of damage to play with, which we will do here by doing this. Heavy laser and then charge laser, reverse the order. Okay, it didn't hit, but we'll just do that until we hit it again. We can't hit them with another heavy laser because it will blow the ship up. We might as well make sure that we hit here. So it's just a question now of whether we can delay them long enough. We can't kill the slug in there. I mean, we have vision of this room, so we'll see when the O2 is out. And since we can cloak, we don't need to shoot at them right yet. When they get the missile back, we can cloak the first one. Keep doing that, just so... Yeah, they're out of O2 over there. This slug is probably already dead. And that means that we've got a crew kill. Yep. Let's immediately buy 2 power bars. That way we can more easily run everything. Next up, we're getting weapons up. Then we're getting 2 more power bars, so we need 125. We need 175 scrap for that. So it'll take a little bit of effort, but we're gonna go here, here, there, there. We might even like dive up here. Since these are all in nebulas, we could take like a triple dive and be fine. We can probably do this without using drones. We might even be able to crew kill. It just depends on... Probably not. Well, I mean, we could probably crew kill by hacking medbay. I'm not sure that it's worth it. Depends if we can get like a fire on our first volley. Well, clearly not, since we didn't hit with the weapon that can create fires. I forgot to open an internal door there, so they got a point of damage on my O2, but it wasn't enough. Get that down. I wish I could cloak to trap these guys on my ship, but I can't. I've already used it. We haven't been able to get any fires or breaches, unfortunately. Did we there? No. Okay, screw it. We'll just kill them normally then. Save the drone. You get in there to help out. You could potentially kill that ship as well by hacking O2. And just taking the charge 2 down. But it's not a necessarily reliable way of getting it. They might use the charge 2 sensibly and manage to do me damage. Let's attack the automated ship. That's a little dangerous. If we do this and hack piloting, we're guaranteed to do. That takes 1 shield bubble out, that takes another. We'll do 3 damage on weapons. That will take both of these out. That hack should not last long. In fact, that hack can't last long enough. Longest hack is 10 seconds, and that takes 12 seconds to be ready to fire. It's a bit less than that with the manning bonus, but it's still not enough. Oh, actually, that might be like a fire. I don't know. Whatever, we've taken out the burst too, so. Let's see if we can hit the shields. It may be actually that we, actually I think what happened there is that we fired the weapons in such a way that the crystal heavy laser hit the shield. Maybe it has a slightly faster charge time, or is it? See, this is what it is. The position of your weapons on the ship is actually important. We fired those at the same moment, but the crystal heavy laser was slightly forward of the other weapon, so it hit the shield bubble instead of the crystal burst laser as I had intended to. Let's fix that. Get rid of those shields. Now we use the charge laser. Well, it didn't cost me anything. All it did is it gets me chances to get repair skill by having them bomb stuff. Investigate. We don't get a double scrap reward, but we can do this now. That's a buffer. It also means we can do this in fights against ships with 3 shields potentially, which may be preferable. Most of the time, though, we want to go in like this. There's going to be nothing at this exit beacon because there never is exits in nebulas. But we can at least hit here. Okay. So this slug has a breach missile. I know it's a breach missile because slugs do not use... This model is either a breach missile or a Hermes missile, but slugs don't use Hermes missiles. They only use breach missiles. Just one of their quirks. We still want to... We can cloak it probably every time, but it's actually... We probably couldn't cloak it every time because it's likely they've got a manning bonus. Let's work out which of these is which. Whatever weapon is in slot 3 is that one. So I want the crystal burst laser ahead. I also need to stop you from breaking that. The mind control lasts long enough for them to do that. Charge laser, that'll pop the 2 shield bubbles, and then we'll do 4 damage to their weapons. We'd now like to hit this room to make sure they can't run. We'd also like to hit their shield so we can maybe swap to the heavy laser. I don't care about that mind control. He won't damage, put hull damage on me. One of our shots hit an ion, so we did less damage. It's fine, it doesn't look like they're running. Our next volley is guaranteed to kill because, like, they can fix that, but that doesn't fix the fact that we have hacking. Nope. So they're down. We don't have quite enough scrap to upgrade. Okay, there's nothing up there. I mean, there might be something at that beacon because it's not always, but given that there's nothing, you know, indicated. If there was a ship fight, I'd go there, even if we had the double dive, because they're nebula dives, but there's no point doing a double dive to get most likely nothing. Off to more slug-controlled nebulas. Go there. Do we just avoid this store? I mean, if we can get 29 scrap here, like I did say I wanted to get weapons up, but like if we just get a chance to get mind control, it's not the worst thing in the world to just do it. Our weapons are good enough right now. We need to knock this glaive beam offline because it will just go through our shields, especially with this ion charger. I should have switched weapons and now it's a bit too late to do it, but whatever. Unfortunately, we knocked the wrong weapon down. That's my fault for misplaying. We're going to cloak these, and hopefully this will buy us enough time as well to fire before the glaive beam, but I don't think it does. I think we're going to take damage here because I misplayed. Well, we got the second shot off, but they completely dodged all of it. So yeah, we should not have taken that damage. That's an error on my part. However, we will not make that error again, and this time, this pops 2 shield bubbles, that does 2 damage, that does 2 damage. They can't keep the glaive beam up through that. Let's also cloak these just to... Oh, I thought they'd fired that already. That was a mistake. Whatever. We can see what this ship's evade is. It's not good enough to allow them to do that consistently, but whatever. We can put the crystal burst ones on this room and the heavy one on that room, and with a hack, it's guaranteed to hit. Cool, we put a breach on that room too. Hooray! I think we kill on this volley. Yeah, 4 damage. Away with you. We got exactly 29 scrap. I'd go to that first, but we can't. So let's go to the store. We have precisely enough to buy mind control if it's there. It's not. There's a weapon pre-igniter. That's a trap, but that burst 1 isn't. Buy the burst 1. Replace that. So get rid of that. Unfortunately, the crystal weapons don't sell for very much. But now we can use this, and that allows us to get through weapons much more consistently. We know where another store is. We'll try to... We're less keen to necessarily upgrade our weapons now anyway. We don't need it as much because these clear away 4 shield bubbles with a pilot hack, and then that comes in and does damage. So we don't need to bring the other weapon online, although we would like to. So now I will switch. We could buy the backup battery here. We have precisely enough scrap to do it. It's just a matter of can we then get 75 scrap before here. I think the answer to that is yes. This increases the odds that mind control will be there because it removes a possible system. There's now there's only 4 possible systems that could be there, and mind control is one of them. The others being drone control, teleporter, and clone bay. And we only really need 2, maybe 3 payouts before we get there. And we've got quite a reason. We have a lot of jumps we could go to. We can cycle around. We can double back if we have to get enough scrap. There's nothing here, but there are things here. We're going to go there, 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 and then maybe hit some stuff there and cycle up. Depends on how much scrap we make at these. Attack the ship, obviously. So we want to take this missile out. How much damage do we need to do that? If we pilot hack, we're going to do 3 damage. That's not guaranteed to take that out, so we are going to shield hack. Then we can put all our shots on here. We're not guaranteed for them to hit, but it is more likely we take out the only weapon we actually care about. This also delays them boarding us because somebody is trapped in their piloting room. Cloak this. There we go. Now that's not guaranteed because of the whole issue that, they have evade, unlike when we hack piloting. So which of those is better kind of depends on what the enemy's weapons are. If they have a big missile and you know that you can knock it offline by just doing 3 or 4 damage, because their weapon system isn't high enough to allow them to keep it powered, then it's better to pilot hack. But with small missiles, it's often better to shield hack so that you can guarantee, well, not guarantee, but have a chance to do enough damage to take the thing down. Let's hack this down to maximize our odds of blasting their piloting to smithereens. We can potentially kill them if we hit with one of the early shots. See? 28 is not a great payout, unfortunately. Let's just check. We're in Sector 5. Yeah, a medium scrap payout in Sector 5 is between 26 to 42 scrap, so we've been unlucky with the two we've had so far. If we had a slug, we could get a blue option here, but we don't, so it's best to just say no thanks. Okay, they're hacking our O2. That's a firebomb. That's always a firebomb in this particular event. If you see it, well, if you see a bomb, and there's not like a fire beam, they always have a fire weapon in this. This can result in them having weapons that can't hurt you. Like I've fought versions of this fight where they have a halberd beam and a fire beam, and they can't have anything to get through shields. I want to hit weapons just to take that fire beam down, that fire bomb down. But I don't really want to use hacking. That's the only weapon that can actually hurt me, so we cloak that. Okay, well we've taken that down. We haven't taken the firebomb down. We can probably do that with our next volley since they don't have a pilot right now. He's in there fixing that. Yeah, sure thing, just dodge everything when you have autopiloting. We can dodge stuff too, you dickhead. At least we have a pilot. I bet you don't actually have 40% evade. If we hit the O2 with everything, we are guaranteed to take it out, no matter how high level it is. They continue to dodge everything with their autopiloting that should not dodge stuff this well. Okay, O2 is out. If we hit everything with weapons, we'll do 3 damage. That's not enough to blow them up. I cloaked too early, you stupid idiot. But I took that down, and I think that guy might be dead. Like, he just took 45 damage, and we'd already hit that room with him in it. So I think that the person in there may just be dead. So as long as we didn't set a fire that will spread to the other rooms, I think we've just got a crew kill, and it just will take a little while for that to happen. Unfortunately, because of the low roll thing on the last fight, we probably can't get enough scrap here to get a mind control buffer unless we get an item drop, which is possible but unlikely. Yeah, they're not fixing those weapons. And it doesn't appear like anything got set fire. I mean, we put a breach on with that shot, but you can do a breach and a fire on the same shot. The heavy laser particularly. It's always satisfying when you do that to the flagship. So we will sit here and watch. The other things, of course, we could get at that store would just be a weapon. Like a flak or another heavy laser would just complete this setup and we'd be good. Another 2-shot laser. We're almost there. 38 scrap. I could go like 1, 2, 3, and then either up. Actually, no, there's no point going up there. I'd need to double back. It would be worth it if it would get me like mind control or something. I could potentially see taking a really big dive in this sector if there were more beacons over here, because like the only path to the exit leads through this beacon. So you could just potentially say, if there were a bunch more beacons up there, I would just say, screw it, hit all of them. And then take, I've taken 7 or 8 dives in Slug Nebulas before, because if all of the beacons go through the nebula, you're not facing any ASB. As long as you have a reasonable number of hacking drones to deal with strong missiles, it can very much be worth it. But this is not one of those situations we can't get enough extra. I might do it if that joined to that. I think I'm going to do this and then up and back to the store. We'll have to double back a bit, but if we don't, I think we lose jumps in this sector anyway. So. Pilot hack. We'll do 3 damage on this. It doesn't guarantee taking the hover beam out, the glade beam out, but our weapons are now fast enough that we'll get a second volley off. Okay, we don't need to cloak there. We're going to cloak now just to buy more time to get this second volley. Ah, we didn't hit enough with the heavy laser. So we'll probably take some damage from the glade beam. It won't be very much though, it'll just be 1 per room it hits. Yeah, like 2 damage. Now it's down. Had we hit with that heavy laser there, we would have knocked it off. Honestly, the ship is more dangerous with these 2 weapons up because they fire quickly and we only have 2 shield bubbles. No. Hence why I kept firing at weapons even though they might have decided to run away. I'm going to shoot their engines out instead of their piloting. Given that they only have 15% evade, that seems like they don't have very high level engines, whereas they have level 3 piloting. Yeah, they have no more than level 3 engines. I think it's only level 2. Because it should be 2 from engines and then or 10 evade from engines and 5 from having someone in the pilot room. They are dead. We have enough scrap to buy what we want. Let's make for the store. What do we want to do here? You get better rewards based on what you choose in this event, which is kind of lame because that doesn't make sense. You get a high reward if you pick shields or weapons. I'm going to pick shields. Like, the glade beam is somewhat worrying, but we can take that down because they only have 2 shield bubbles. We will do 4 damage guaranteed. They have level 7 weapons, so they can't actually keep the glade beam up if we do that. They'll have the burst 2, unfortunately, which is dangerous. But we can cloak the first one. Okay, we didn't actually take that down because they had one of our shots collide with theirs. That's extremely annoying. However, we get another volley off, unless they pull a load of dodges right out of their ass. We'll take this down anyway. Yeah, we're fine. Honestly, the burst 2 is kind of more dangerous, but I suppose the burst 2 does a maximum of 2 damage, and we have a chance to dodge, whereas the glade beam does, like, potentially 4 damage to us. But whatever, we've knocked it off now. Let you out so that I can... Yeah, that loses you all your evade since you don't have autopiloting. So we can get a high scrap payout here. And by can, I mean we will get a high scrap payout here. Really? Okay, that wasn't a high scrap payout. I don't know what happened there. I thought that event was guaranteed if you pick shields that you would get a high scrap payout. Hacking blue options. Dangerous looking ship. Oh, you get a high scrap if you if you kill the enemy crew. If you pick weapons, you always get high scrap. I should have just picked oxygen then. It didn't matter, we didn't take any damage. But yeah, I was mistaken there. Gonna buy mind control for sure. Can't buy a Zoltan, which is a pity. They have shield skill. Kinda tempted by a Slug, but it seems like that's not necessary. I wouldn't mind a breach bomb too as well, but I can't afford that. So, we have all the systems that we want. Now we want weapon 7. Do I have enough time to go here and there and then back? No. I'm probably going to go there, 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 up there, and then back to the exit. Or there, depending on what long-range scanners see. This sector hasn't paid out very well. Last sector was ridiculous, but this one we seem to have had, it's bad path. It's not a good, set to the exit. And the fights we've had have all low rolled on their reward. But it's fine. Okay, well we don't want just another store. This could be manually search. Let's upgrade our piloting. That'll give us a blue option if it is manually search. It might not be. It's not, but whatever, it paid off, and, there's a good chance we find manually search. We might be in nebulas the entire rest of the run. You two in here. Mind control one of them. Keep door control up. You go to the med bay. Start venting this hole. Crystals, get over there now. Waha, I let you put 1 point of damage so that I would get repair skill. You thought you were damaging me, but you were just doing what I wanted you to. It was all part of my plan. You fools. Back to your positions. Now we're gonna get out of here. There's no point diving for a store. We don't really have anything. Like, if it had a heavy laser, it would be good, but I don't want to dive for a vague chance at that. Time for another slug-controlled nebula. This distress beacon, that could be the event that we saw earlier in the Slug Nebula, where we have a double scrap reward, or it could be stuff that gives us crew. Let's see. Okay, this is none of those. This is just an ordinary distress beacon, unfortunately. This isn't one of the slug-specific distress beacons outside the nebula. Cloak that. We're gonna do 3 damage on this, which unfortunately probably won't take the glaive beam down. But it's fine. Yeah, it takes everything else down. We'll get another shot at them. Actually, we won't because they're gonna cloak. Phooey. Yeah, we take 2 damage. Slugs, as you will have no doubt noticed from these last couple sectors, quite like glaive beams. Not a predilection I particularly share. I don't like those things at all. Actually, I'm going to put these 2 shots on there. That'll take out the piloting. This will take out the glaive beam now. They're going to cloak before I get to shoot again, unfortunately, I think. Yep. Oh yeah, this isn't actually a slug ship. It's a slug class ship, but they're not all slugs. That means we can actually use our mind control. Take their cloak out. Now we blast their weapons to smithereens. Yeah, nice try. It's possible we could crew kill this, but we don't really have enough hull to play with there, so let's just blow them up. Cool, we got a double reward. Let's do this then. Get our crystal heavy laser into play. We'd like to replace that, but while we have it, we might as well use it. We'll be glad of it in this fight. This increases the amount of damage we do when we hack piloting from 3 to 5 against 3 shield bubbles, and that's enough to knock all 3 of these weapons out. You two are in an annoying spot. You would reduce my evade if you went in there. So let's not allow that. We'll cloak the missile and the flak, and the laser actually, they all fire it. Literally the same instant. Let everything fly by. 5 damage. You get out of there. Cool. Back to your position. Stop them from running. Okay, try to stop them from running and fail. If they didn't have a med bay, we could crew kill this easily, but they do, and their weapons are good enough that I'm not going to mess about. Let's let them fix that so I can actually knock it offline with one heavy laser or crystal heavy shot. If we shot now, we'd knock it offline, but then they'd immediately get the repair. Also, stop hitting my stuff. Let's vent to this room so I can immediately vent them out when the mind control runs out. Give me combat XP, you fool. That power bar. Now we'll just, we'll save scrap for weapons, but you don't need to save all that much. One of the nice things about the late game in FTL is, because weapons have a set price, often at this point in the game, like if you want to burst one or something, you can just get literally one fight and get enough scrap to do it. In the early game, you have to be much more careful with your scrap, because if you spend on something unwise, it will take way too long to get the scrap that you need if you then spot a store. But this late in the game, that's not so much the case. Let me look up the options on this because I don't see it that often. Slug repair station. I think there's an option where it leads to a fight, but they have they limit your engines or possibly even your weapons. You can fight a slug ship with your weapon control halved, or your engines taken down, or they can do you damage. I don't think it's worth it. Go here first and then decide whether or not we want to go to the store. Let's attack. This fight's not very dangerous. We can cloak the flak too. With them having only 2 shields, it's preferable to pilot hack, and then we can guarantee doing 6 damage to weapons, which will take both of these out. Yep, weapons down completely. If I could see into their weapon room, I'd let them get 1 point of repair and then mind control in there, but I can't. With being in all these slug nebulas, I really would have liked to have an event where I could get a slug and make them my new pilot, but that has not occurred. Where is Slocknog? I need a hero. It's a good thing that we hacked piloting early in this fight, because seemingly we need to. These two on piloting, these on cloaking. No, I don't want to open that. No. We have a possible store next jump. We want more scrap. 55. We can get more fights. Good. You know, we might need to backtrack, but who cares? Our long-range scanners give us another blue option. Okay, we need either 5 or 6 damage. Well, 5 actually should be enough to take this missile down, because either that's a Leto missile, in which case they have level 5 weapon system, or it's an Artemis, in which case 5 would take it down. However, we need to shield hack here, I've realized, because that defensive drone will shoot down our crystal laser. So the crystal laser is worthless in this fight, which means if we pilot hack, we only do 3 damage. That will definitely only take out the burst 3. It will not take out the missile. So let's do this. I wish again that if we had a slug here, we could mind control the pilot. I could tell, I heard that thing shoot, even though I couldn't see it. I could tell just from the fact it hadn't spun around that it was aimed off on the right hand side of the screen. Start hacking that down. Are you kidding? Well, that's one of the pitfalls of shield hacking, is that they can just dodge 4 of your 5 shots. I mean, I'm sure that this ship legitimately has 40% evade. That's not at all just a ridiculous high roll. And yeah, they hit with 4 of their 5 shots, despite the fact we have 40% evade. This is why evade is not really as good as people tell you it is. You have like the meme of, oh, always upgrade your engines. Well, evade only works when it feels like working. And the way to win on this game consistently is to get things that always work, like hacking and cloaking. Well, cloaking does not in fact always work, but if you have high enough, you know, the only good thing about evade is getting it high enough that it's 40%, and then that plus cloaking means you have 100%. Then it works. Otherwise, you know, evade is fickle and untrustworthy. Like there, we dodged it, even though we objectively misplayed there. I moved my engines person out of the room, which reduced my evade by 10%. We dodged the missile anyway. Evade is voodoo. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. It does actually work the way it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be a percentage thing. It's just because it's a percentage base and it's because it's unreliable, it's not a good thing. If you upgrade your engines, frankly, it's better to do it just to increase in the early game. It's better to do that just to increase your chance of running away from disaster. It's not all that valuable to do just to get, you know, 5-10% extra evade. Plug that. So we took some damage there due to RNG bullshit, but whatever. We can take that fight. Can we hit both of these? I don't think we can, unfortunately. We could hit like there, 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 and then jump back. And then we have another store down there if this one's no good. We'd just like a weapon to replace the crystal heavy laser. Ideally a flak. It's this event again. We are once again going to hack that, even though it does mean we don't have it for offensive purposes. By hack that, I mean counter that hack. Unfortunately, we can't mind control these borders because they're slugs. They're immune to that stuff. Our Jedi mind tricks do nothing on them. Which is, I am absolutely 100% certain, the reason that particular pop cultural reference is, I'm certain, the reason that slugs are immune to mind control in this game. Cloak. Okay, we took that down. Now, unfortunately, if it hits here, we thankfully dodged. If it had hit there, the halberd beam would have hurt us, but it didn't. Now we can deal with these guys. They can cloak, that's fine. What am I doing? And yeah, this is the problem with not having hacking in this battle, is it exposes us to the vagaries of RNG. Can we knock their piloting out? Yes. So far, the only thing that's hitting in this fight is the crystal heavy laser piercing through a shield bubble. Cloak that. I didn't think, I was going to say we might get this off fast enough, but late game slug ships have a lot of crew on it, so they just repair things really fast. Flash shields there. They're going to cloak again. That is like the third or fourth time in this battle that our conventional lasers will just go whizzing by and then the crystal laser pierces the shield bubble and hits. There at last our ordinary lasers actually did something and we get that fight over with. Store. Well, this store sucks. Let us repair and never speak of it again. We'll just hold our scrap in case there's like 2 weapons we want. That's quite greedy, but we're doing it anyway. Okay, we're going to do 4 damage to weapons if we hack piloting. That will take this out. Because these all pierce shields. Well, they don't pierce shields, they pop the shields, and then these hit. Also, cut that out. They only have a level 6 weapon system, so they can't possibly keep the blade beam. Just cloak that. We don't really need to, but we're going to. Now, because we have this room hacked, I want to hit that, and that will delay them. The hack itself actually delays repairs, but also they can't run more people in there because the door's locked. So this means this will stay down, and then maybe we can get a good volley off on their shields and make all our future volleys stronger. Yep. And even though they're going to fix this probably in time for my next volley, I have hacking, so it doesn't matter. Cut that out. Just let them fix that so that I can actually activate the hack. And they're dead. Okay, so that's a breach missile. That's a breach missile. Guaranteed that that's a breach missile. They have level 6 weapons. If we hack piloting, we will do 1 from the burst laser, 2, 2, 5. That's guaranteed to take that out. These other 2 weapons can't hurt us. They're irrelevant. Their only relevance maybe as projectiles our lasers can hit, I guess I should say. But they did not. This is only level 1 piloting. Let's hit it and knock their evade from 30 to 0. Yeah. This guy is probably going to die. Actually, he might beat that fire. Doesn't matter though, I'm going to hit their shields and blast them to the Jesus out of them. That breach missile is never firing. More scrap. Store. Okay, this store has good weapons. Well, we passed on one of these earlier in the run, but we're not doing it now. What crew do you have? Well, this Slug already has part piloting training. I can't turn that down. Let's get a pilot. It temporarily reduces my evade below 100%, but it won't take long to get that back up. Also, let's bid farewell to the Crystal Heavy Laser. We're going to go like this. We temporarily can't run all of these weapons, but we will. Our next upgrade will be to weapons, and that only takes one scrap payout. We'd consider diving here, but I don't know whether we can actually get extra jumps by doing it. So we might go here, here, there and out, or here, here, there and out. Unfortunately, the blue option there doesn't always give you a good thing, but it at least prevents you from losing crew. That's a firebomb. I wish it was a fire beam, and then it would be the ship I mentioned earlier, the fire beam, halberd beam ship. Use our oxygen blue option. We just want to knock that firebomb down, and then we will hit their O2. Unfortunately, we knocked the halberd beam down, which is not the firebomb. At the level 302. First laser to go. Cool. And now we just need to, occasionally pepper them with a single shot. Like now. Oh, we got a fire. We can tell now that we have a slug, we can see the animations. If that weren't like a firebomb, but of course it always is in this event. Also, the fire there can't burn them out. There's only 2 systems. They have 3 hull. If that weren't a firebomb, if that were like a small bomb or something like that, I would deliberately run them out of bombs to get evade on my new pilot. But I can't do that. The reason slugs are the best pilot in the game, by the way, is they are immune to mind control. And having your pilot mind controlled is specifically bad. Now, we have a counter to that because we have mind control. But doing that means you can't use mind control to do more interesting stuff, like get crew kills. So, you would ideally not have to use mind control that way. Okay, their piloting is going to burn out. That means they can't decide to run away, which is the only other way we could have not got a crew kill in this fight. If it had burned shields out first, there's a possibility they might have been triggered to flee. And looks like that wouldn't have happened anyway. We should get enough scrap from this fight to get our weapons up, to bring the charge laser back into play. And these are our final weapons. These are great weapons. Well, like if we get a flak, I'm not going to turn it down, but I'm not going to be making any effort to find weapons in the last sector because we don't need to. That jump down there, potentially, it's a distress beacon outside the nebula in a slug nebula. It could be that event we saw earlier that gave a double scrap reward. I'm not sure if we can go there before the exit. I'm going to just accept a dive. I'm going to go to the exit, go to distress, and go back. The only downside of doing that is it brings us quite low on fuel, but I'm willing to gamble on that. We might get fuel from either of these things anyway. This is a possible double scrap reward, so I'm glad we went here. Wonder what bomb that is. If it's not an especially dangerous bomb, we could probably crew kill this. Let's find out what it is. Okay, it's a small bomb. That's probably the most dangerous bomb it could have been. So let's not do that. Like, we could just hack O2 here. Like, these weapons aren't terribly likely to hurt us. They could. Yeah, we might be able to crew kill this, actually, because we have mind control. Mind control the NG. Put loads of damage on them when they're both fighting in the same room. Mind control will unfortunately end here, and then the NG will start repairing stuff. But they shouldn't be able to fix everything in 20 seconds. Even if they do, we can... Their hit points are now low enough that we can actually crew kill this without needing to use a hack. Okay, pull them back. Slug will beat the NG. They're trying to get away, are they? So crew kill. Unfortunately, we just get a whole repair from that rather than a double reward. But it's fine. Let's get more power. Now we'll go here. We would not have had enough time. Okay, so this gives us... You always need to be wary when you're in Slug Nebulas if you go to a distress beacon that is not in the nebula itself. Although this one, it has a nebula background, even though it was clearly outside the nebula. There can be some weird bugs with displays in this. But like, if you could just go to distress beacons in Slug sectors generally, be wary of seeing this event. You arrive near the distress beacon signal. You track the distress beacon with difficulty to one of the 7 moons of a planet hidden in the nebula. This amount is randomized. It's not always 7. And if you pick the wrong one, in this, bad things happen. It's always one of these 4 options, but which one it is. So, we get Slug with max shield skill because we picked the correct answer. I'm going to temporarily put my crystal back in piloting because I want to have 100% evade against the ASB. I'll then move Declan here back. I guess you might as well go in sensors for now. Putting a Slug on sensors seems a bit weird. Considering that they never have sensors on their ship, but whatever. I think I just hack these weapons that buy me time to escape. They're kind of dangerous. We may be able to blow this ship up, which we'd like to do because we're low on fuel. Mind control the pilot to reduce their evade. It only reduces their evade though, because if they have autopiloting, they can still use that. And as we've seen a few times in this run, autopiloting can be enough if they just roll well. We're actually going to, for the first time in this run, do what we should have been doing several times here and actually activate the lockdown. This guy can't get in the room now. So he's going to keep taking suffocation damage. Okay, those weapons are very on fire. Okay, let that float by. Cloak now. We may have cloaked too early. Not quite. That was very, very close, though. The timing on the ASB is slightly random. It's not always exactly the same amount. Level 1 cloaking can be a little bit awkward to do it with. You need to give it like a second or two, and that is usually going to be enough. I get tagged very occasionally. Level 2 cloaking, you're always safe. Let's hit those shields, make our subsequent volleys more damaging. You have 1 hit point. You have no hit points. Stop fixing those. I'm glad we didn't mind control the guy with 1 hit point, because that would have been annoying. Let's get out before that ASB hits. We go to the civilian sector here. We end our string of nebula things. Uncharted nebulas late in runs with long-range scanners can be pretty good. In fact, if you've seen the previous run, we made twice as much scrap in the Uncharted Nebula 7 in Stealth C, the Stealth C run, as we did in any other sector in the entire run. But late-game civilian sectors can also be crushingly powerful if you get one of the ginormous civilian nebulas. So we will go to this. And we're in a nebula to start with, so that's promising. Cool. We've got the fabled, the legendary, enormous civilian nebula. This isn't as big as it sometimes is, but it's still pretty good. It's also in the right order. You know, you want the big nebula first to farm scrap and then the stores later, rather than vice versa. We will hit as many of these fights as we possibly can. What are you hacking? Engines. That makes it very important that we hack, because we can't guarantee dodging this. If we could get precisely the right amount of damage on this and a breach, we could take the missile out permanently. But actually we can't tell which one we're going to knock down, so I can't risk that. I was thinking we could then use the Heavy 2 to grind our evade back on our pilot. But we can't guarantee that that is the weapon we take out. We might take out the Heavy 2 and leave the missile, and then we can take a big missile, and we don't want that. We'll find an opportunity. It will probably be easier once we get Shield 6, which is our next upgrade. We want to take this. Unmarked beacons in nebulas can be okay, especially when you have long-range scanners, which we do. Of course, that's also an unmarked beacon in a nebula. Whatever, let's just take it. It might be nothing. It's unfortunately a nothing event. I will brainwash you. Go and have a philosophical chat with our friend. We don't need to mess around with this ship. Let's just kill it. These ions could eventually chew through my shield. Especially the chain ion spins up, but it's not going to. They just immediately teleport that guy back when the mind control ended. It looks like it. And no fuel, unfortunately, but we spotted the store. So we can hit every jump in the nebula, and as long as we get 2 fuel at some point in it, we will then be able to go to the store at the end of the nebula. There's the event I was looking for. Okay, well, all of these are fights. So there's a very, very good chance that we get some fuel in some of them. If we get a surrender offer that offers fuel, we kind of have to take it, even if it's a bad amount of fuel. We won't get a surrender offer from this, because auto scouts are not capable of surrendering. Okay. So we only really get one volley here because they're going to cloak. We need to take the piloting out. If we put burst 2 in charge on piloting, and then burst 1 in heavy on weapons, that will take out probably the missile, and it will definitely take out their piloting. Yep, there we go. They should be able to cloak here. We have an auto reloader, so we might be able to get it off fast enough, but it's I'm not sure whether the projectiles travel fast enough there. The weapons spin up quick enough. Because, like, that's a 12-second weapon, but we're at plus 20 from our weapons guy and then another plus 10 from our auto reloader, so it takes 9.6 seconds each time. And the cloaking cooldown is 20 seconds, so we can squeeze 2 in, but I don't know whether it travels fast enough, and I don't see a reason to take a risk when I don't have to. I can just do that. No damn fuel. This is annoying. I don't want to run out of fuel right before I get to a store where I can buy fuel. I feel like Alanis Morissette would have something to say about this. I'm making extremely dated references, but whatever. We need to run at least one shield bubble just in case they actually... I'm going to try to do this without hacking, just use all of my guns in this low power situation. But let's actually use our lockdown power here. Now we don't need our shields. How about you stop trying to put that fire out? That means we can do this. Kill these fools. Well, we got a crew kill and we got a crew member. We didn't get any damn fuel. There's a 2 in 9 chance when you do a crew kill that you get high fuel with high fuel and high scrap. Unfortunately, we got the 1 in 9 chance of low scrap and a crew member. Like, the crew member is decent, I guess. But, yeah, we would have preferred to get fuel than a human that's just gonna sort of wander around and do not much of anything. I guess I can put you on doors so this crystal is somewhere more central. Though actually, no, I like the crystal on doors because I can use the crystal. I'll put you on sensors because I can use the crystal to lock down people on this side of the ship. I'll put this human on sensors and this other crystal somewhere like this. Okay, so we need to get fuel from one of these. The good thing is if we run out of fuel and the fleet is pursuing us, because they're in nebulas, the fleet pursuit will be halved anyway. He's a rebel spy! He isn't. He's just been immediately mind controlled the instant after he joined my ship, which would be a, you know, reasonable suspicion that that is in fact a rebel spy and they're just pretending to be mind controlled. But they're not. This looks like a good time to cloak. Please give me fuel. Okay, we got enough fuel now, we will reach the store. We'll take this fight, then we go to the store with like 300 scrap, which we really don't need. We should just get our shields up, but we don't need to do that. If we could run them out of missiles, we might be able to, but not really, these ions can self-stack. This seems like a not good situation for a human to be in. You get over there. Start venting up to that room. Have these two on standby. Let's dump 1, 2, 5 points of damage into their weapons. That will take the missile out. Cloak. No, I don't want you to come in here. Okay, I've kind of played myself there. The mind control has run out. I guess my slug needs to deal with that. Let them out. Actually, they just ran a different person in to keep their evade up. However, they're dead on this volley because we've got hacking. We even got fuel back. Cool. I could lock you out, but honestly, come on in and give me combat XP. And yeah, we now have 324 scrap. If they have anything we might possibly want there, we can get it. Even fuel. Off to the store. Just immediately buy all the fuel here, which is sadly not very much. Unfortunately, this store is very sad. We'd like another store, but we're going to buy shields up now because there's really no point in us running around with this much scrap. Let's also get hacking up in case I want a full shield hack. Go to the asteroid field, that sees a lot. This ship has very good lasers. I appreciate this. Yeah, this sort of fight is why you're really glad you have cloaking. Admittedly, I don't have 100% evade because I have the slug in there, but whatever. If we can take their weapons out, we can probably get 100% evade from the asteroids. We're going to hack shields to maximize the amount of damage we can put and just knock all three of these weapons off, unless they dodge like crazy. And guess what? You're not going to dodge like crazy. There's some risk we could take damage here, but like, combat drone plus asteroids can get us the remaining 7 dodges we need, probably pretty fast. Not so much if they keep hitting the drones. You know, we're not in any danger here now. They're not going to have all of those weapons up. You know, we would have to fall asleep in order to let them actually repair enough to do that. Like, we're gonna mind control this guy when it comes off cooldown. So yeah, good luck with your repairs. Come on, asteroids. Thank you, asteroid. You're very good, asteroids. Everyone knows that asteroids are on the side of the Federation. Pay no attention to the last win streak that ended in no small part because of an asteroid blocking one of my damn shots. No. Cool. Now we've got our full evade. Now we've got another store. Cool. Let's go to this distress sec beacon, then maybe hit some more stuff up there if there are fights. No, we're not risking our crew. We have enough crew to risk it, but... Okay, these don't really join easily. Nah. The hull beam is like, whatever. Like, it's a slightly better weapon than the charge laser, but it's not good enough to make me want to spend 70 scrap on it. Do I need... I'm going to buy one more drone so that we have double digits. I think the better path is to go down. Can we get to that? Yeah, we can go there, exit, and then dive. I'll buy 3 fuel for that. I was going to say, had we not just got our evade up, this would be a safe fight to do it in, but then they hack our shields. So instead, this is a fight to be grateful for the fact that we just got full evade. Back. Late game auto scouts have really good evade. But now they don't. That system may burn down. Send the Slug off to heal. The Crystal can man piloting, considering they've done that for most of the run. There. There may not be anything here, but there's no harm in looking. There's a aid the civilian ship. This is a possible double scrap reward. As mentioned earlier, that first option isn't always guaranteed to give you scrap. Sometimes they see that you have strong weapons and they run away. I'm going to do 6 damage to weapons. That should take the missile down, but it actually might not. Because that's 4 and that's 2, so it might keep both. It might take both of those down and leave the missile up. I probably should have shield hacked. Whatever. Yeah, that is in fact what's happened. But it's on fire, so mind control you, and it burns out. Can we maybe crew kill this? I doubt it, because the human has taken a bunch of damage already, and the rock hasn't. The rock has loads of hit points. But we might as well let them, see if we can... No, that makes it even less likely. This just isn't going to work. If that weren't a rock, we could have crew killed there. We maybe could have by hitting O2, but whatever. You get a double reward. Off to the exit. I guess we have enough fuel now. We go here and then there. We might even jump up and do multiple dives. Probably not. It's probably not worth it. Get our shields up. I maybe should have upgraded my subsystems first, but whatever. We can do that in Sector 8. Nothing there. Forward scout. I want to hack an engine, piloting or engines to guarantee being able to prevent them fleeing. It's better, I think, to hack piloting here. The good thing about hacking piloting is you see exactly what level they have and therefore know how to split your shots up. It does, however, have a downside of locking them in the room. So I now know my heavy laser on its own will knock this out. So I can chuck everything else into weapons. They've still got this up, that's not too likely to... I'm going to hold my mind control to put it off on there once they get the second person in that room. That can stop them from ever fixing it. Cloak. No, well, it looks like they're not even bothering at that. Mind control you, run out of the room. We can maybe crew kill this, but I don't think so. Yeah, because he's just going to run in and fix that. Get some scrap, let's upgrade cloaking. Yeah, we just need to like upgrade some subsystems, doors, get these up, ideally get them both up to level 3, get more reactor. That gets taken over anyway, so we're just doing a single dive. But I like double dives. They have wisely boarded in to try to break my cloaking. Stop me cloaking the ASB. I'm not wasting a drone on these people. We'll do a level 2 cloak of both the Burst 3 and the ASB. I'll let you through actually and then vent the room you're in. You don't need our shields right now. We can maybe kill these people, but there's no point. We're about to get a load of fuel. It would just give us, it would farm our score a little bit, but we don't need to do that. Let's go and kill this guy. Get more skill. Hooray. Our drones are in double digits. I think we prioritize fights over the repair station. We have to go through this beacon to get to the base. Is that literally the only way to do it? We could theoretically do it from the top, but I think you would literally run out of time even if you went there immediately. So there's a possibility that just gets taken over. We're going to go here. That sees quite a lot. I think this is a not enough time fight. Let me check. Sheer scale of destruction. Rebel fight among both Federation and Rebel fleets. Yeah, this is a not enough time fight. The only way to get better than low scrap from this fight is to crew kill the enemy. And I'm not going to risk that here. I'm just going to accept the low scrap and take the win because they've got double drones, they've got hacking, they have good lasers. There's a lot going on here. If we hack piloting, we will do 5 to weapons. That will take out both lasers. Yeah, it's frustrating because we're going to get like 30 scrap from this. Quite dangerous battle. The reason, okay, we didn't do as much damage there because one of our shots hit the defensive drone, but it's fine. We took both the lasers off nonetheless. The reason you don't get full reward here is because, well, Sector 8, there's a massive war going on between the Federation and the Rebellion, so there's loads of ships raging around you, so you can't actually loot the way you would properly. We got those 2 killed, but like we would need to be able to we need a good bomb practically to be able to crew kill here, like a breach bomb too, or a teleporter obviously. Sector 8 is generally one place where having a teleporter is really good, because yeah, this doesn't happen, you just crew kill everything. Let's get our cloaking up. Should we go here and here and then towards the base? Take 2 fights. Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully that other fight doesn't get taken over. Good thing about fighting auto scouts in Sector 8 is not enough time events are not possible. They are never like that. It's only ever ships that have crew on them. I need to hack shields to give myself a chance to knock this missile offline, so we're doing that. Cloak. There we go. Now that wasn't guaranteed, and unfortunately it's not like we can mind control the pilot on an auto scout. But it worked. Let's take the piloting out if we can. And we can. $41 scrap. Let's damage buffer. There's a store there. We don't have anything to sell. We could sell the long range scanners, I guess, but it sells for 15 scrap. Like, if you organically end up getting to, I think this is a not enough time event as well. But I mean, we might be able to crew kill this, but I doubt it. We'll give it a try. They have a flak too. We can cloak that every single time, and the only offensive drone they're using is a beam drone. So we're gonna try to crew kill this. Oh yeah, they have level 102. We can crew kill this. Put double crystals in that room. They take less damage from suffocation. We can also run level 202. Like, they have a system repair drone, which is frustrating. But like, that's already down. And when they break through that door, we're mind controlling the human and making it kill the system repair drone. Should we just do a long cloak to buy us more time? Let's do that. Blow that up. Yeah! So now they can't fix the O2. Even if they ever fix it, we immediately run a level 3 hack, which drains it down to 0 for sure. But I think they just never even get a chance to do that. When our cloak runs out, we'll shoot at weapons once just to see if we can knock things off. Get you in there. The other crystals will take too long. Oh, they fixed that, have they? Yeah, they got a second repair drone over there. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the we didn't knock the flak off, but we can probably cloak it again because it takes so long to charge that weapon, and they haven't had somebody in there giving them faster weapon charge time. We're only going to do a level 1 cloak here. Now, we won't have 100% evade because unfortunately they're fighting us in the piloting room. In fact, I just need to get you out of there. Even if it means we take damage, it's worth saving our crew. Kill that thing, please. I should have been healing these guys throughout. Okay. So we got the crew kill. Even with that, even when you crew kill in those, you don't get high rewards. You just get a medium reward. They're just not very good battles. But it's like in Sector 8, the idea is meant to be you're just going to fight the flagship. Any fights that you get to earn scrap in between are just, you know, they're a nice bonus. So it tends to not be a very high scrap sector. If you get lucky, you'll find like an outpost and you can get absolute crap tons of scrap. But as often as not, you get sectors like this where we have not really made much of anything. I want more power. In fact, let's get 2 more bars. Like, I really want to get my mind control all the way up, but I don't think I'll be able to afford it unless we get a good fight. Well, we've got a fight here, and we might be able to get another one. Outpost? Yes! This ship has terrible weapons. Like, it could theoretically hurt us if the ions hit us over and over and over again. I'm not even going to waste a hacking drone on this fight. Because, like, we could just do a long cloak to break the ion chain if they manage to hit enough to get their other beams in time to do that. And now that can't even happen because they've depowered that. Now they'll literally never be able to hurt us. I suppose if we put like 1 point of damage, it would bring the halberd beam down. They could put that up, and then they theoretically could ever hurt us. Let's just shoot out their damn piloting. So it's clear where they put all of their scrap. It actually isn't. They haven't actually put it all into evade. They put it all into drones. It's just they've got 2 beam drones and not enough to actually get through. If that were an Ion Blast 2, this fight would be much more dangerous, and it would take the same amount of weapon power. Fortunately, the AI does not actually build its ships intelligently. It just says, oh, it has such and such weapon power, pick weapons from this list. A beam drone just face tanked one of our shots, but it wasn't enough. So it's a double reward, but 1 pit is a double reward. Frankly, that's like a single reward, basically. Get mind control all the way up. We need more power, really, to use that. But we've got at least 1 more fight here. Possibly 2. I don't think this is a not enough time event. It is, however, a nasty ship with 2 really big missiles. So we are going to hack... If we hack piloting, we do 5 damage. That will take out 1 of the missiles and a laser. It will not take out both missiles. We want to take out both missiles. So let's hack shields down. It's very annoying that you've gone in there, because that reduces my evade. This laser is irrelevant. The big missiles are definitely not. Okay, good. We got them down. You get over there. We could theoretically crew kill this if we lock them in the shields room. Except I think they're going to run out too quickly. We'll see whether or not we can do this, but I'm pretty sure we can't. We'll let them repair that once maybe, and then... Like, we can't take the med bay out. The med bay is probably upgraded as well. We would literally need them to lock themselves in this room over and over again. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like the AI is going to accommodate. If they get 1 point of repair on that, we can mind control them. But they keep getting distracted by fire spreading. Maybe we'll just mind control in here, and that might burn the O2 out. Maybe that will do it. I doubt it. No, that's upgraded O2 even. This guy's also going to damage the teleporter, most likely. It did burn out. Yeah, but he damaged the teleporter. Let's just blow these guys up. Yeah, that wasn't a not enough time event, but it wasn't very much scrap anyway. More power. We'll go here, even though this is probably nothing. Oh, no, we get a chance to fight a rebel ship, and this isn't a not enough time event. 5 damage would take out, like, these 3 weapons, or... It'll take out 3 of their weapons, and with 3 of their weapons down, they can't hurt us. I forgot to move my people back. That's very, very clumsy. Not only does that mean we didn't have 100% evade, they might have, like, hacked our med bay. That would be an extremely dumb way to lose 3 people. Let's do a big long cloak. Just because we can. Get to the med bay. It's possible we could crew kill this if we could get these guys all in the same room and just dump a bunch of shots on their head. We might as well try. Are you gonna die while you're mind controlled? That would be very, very helpful. Yes, good. Like, that has a breach on it. You're gonna actually run out of the room, get healed up, and I actually don't mind these two healing up. I want them to be at equal amounts of health, so I can stick them in the same room. They punch each other down really low, but not low enough that they break for the med bay, and then we time our shots properly. Put level 2 mind control on you. That will make you slightly stronger. You'll break for the med bay at like 25 health, I think. Currently we need to put... I think if we put all of these shots on there, we'll get the crew kill. Yep. That is a high scrap reward. 76 is near the max that you can get from one beacon in FTL. Let's just get more power. We wouldn't have minded upgrading our engines in case of a hack, but level 5 wouldn't be good enough. We'd need level 6 to still guarantee 100% evade. We'll probably upgrade our doors maybe in between the phases, I don't know. Depends on how many people we crew kill in phase 1. Off to the base. What are you hacking? Mind control, that's quite annoying. It will make it much harder to crew kill people in this phase. It doesn't last long enough, I think, for them to put even 1 point of damage on a system. Maybe it does. No, it doesn't. One moment. Right. So, cloak these missiles. Let's sling all these lasers into the missile room. Do we need to do that? Should we put... We could do like this. That's almost certain to, but if they dodge the heavy laser, like if we do this, we will pretty much definitely take that out. We only need to do 3 points of damage. That's 3, 2, 2, 2. They're not dodging. Even if they dodge 2/3 of the shots, it'll still go down. We could just kill this guy outright if they all hit. Yep. And we've got a double fire in there. I really wish we could use our mind control to like mind control people in that double fire. But we can't. However, we can do this and shoot at these two while they're in the room taking damage from the fire. Really? Cloak that then, since they hit with all 3 of the friggin' ion shots. Cool. So, we've killed 3 so far. That's all we're going to get because we can't mind control and they only have 2 hull to play with. So let's just blow them up. Oh, they cloaked. Oh well. Doesn't matter. We're not really in danger here. We'll hack the shields down and blow them to smithereens. 3 is pretty respectable considering that we had hacked mind control and therefore could use the main thing that we used to like drag the fight out. We get 19 scrap for winning that. Let's upgrade our doors just in case we can't kill any in phase 2 for some reason. We don't have any more fights to go to. We might get enough scrap from phase 2 to get like med bay up, but we don't really need level 2 med bay anyway. Open the internal doors. Our crystals can be going off to fight. In fact, since there's no risk of like ordinary boarders, it's only going to be the boarding drone. Let's put the 2 crystals somewhere central so they can run and intercept the boarding drone. We'll make them fight us at the base in case we want to do a runaway trick. Okay, you 2 get in there. That guy's just dead. Set off a level 3 mind control on the person in shields. Then we're gonna hit the shields room when they all bust in there. Cloak this crap. That will all go away. They've now damaged the shields room. That encourages them to run more people in there, but there's 3 people in the room. Let's just shoot at it. Ooh, ah, man. Something hit a drone on the way over, and that probably saved 2 people. But not for long. We got 2 there, one the mind-controlled person, and one of the non-mind-controlled people. How much health do you have? Too much, but frankly, there's only 2 people in their main cabin, so they can board me with 1 person next fight. I don't care. And actually, this person might just burn to death. Nah. Can we snipe him with the charge laser? Yes, we can. Cool. Let's make sure the death animation is finished playing. I'm not 100% sure the death animation did finish playing, but like if there's 2 people instead of 1, who cares? Whoa! I did not want to do that. Nearly venting all my people by clicking the wrong button. We'll upgrade sensors, I guess, which doesn't really do much of anything. But it's all that we can afford. If they get fire in there, I guess it makes it possible for it to burn out and do an extra point of hull damage. We can't hack right at the start. I guess we'll do that. 1 level mind control is good enough because it will just counter theirs every time it goes off. Go chase them. Yep, they have exactly 1 crew left, which is an ideal amount of crew for them to have. It means they don't have the super evade, they don't have auto repair, but they also don't board. I think this pulling the shields down trick is slightly less likely to work on Crystal A just because the ship is large, so your hit detection point is a little bit... The point of pulling the shields down is it changes. Normally the missiles hit detection happens at the edge of your shields. If you pull your shields down, it actually happens sort of as they cross the room they're aimed at. So it buys you very slightly more time, and it makes it more likely that a level 3 cloak will affect both the power surge and the missile surge, as I think it's going to here. But so I can hack shields here. If I want to make it more likely that I take 0 damage, I want to hack missiles. But then there's a risk that I just don't hit. I'll just accept a round of missiles hitting me, it's fine. We might dodge them. But we didn't. So we got hit twice. Yeah, if we had not had the shields hack there, it doesn't look like we'd have managed to get through, so... You go help fix the engines. And yeah, like, their evade is going to tank when he runs out of that room because they just have the auto-piloting, and unlike the version of the flagship where they're all dead, they aren't, you know, effectively auto ships. It always just has auto-piloting. I mean, admittedly, this guy will probably die here. It's actually letting them run out of the room so that that doesn't happen. Shoot the laser out. And we win. So that's 7 in a row. We're 25% of the way to the cycle. This was much more comfortable than the last time I played Crystal A. That's a very high score. That's all the nebulas that we went through. That means I'm guessing that our beacons explored count will be very high, because we had 3 consecutive Slug nebulas and then a civilian sector with a big nebula. Let's find out, because it didn't feel like we had as much scrap as you would expect for this high a score. So it's going to be like ships defeated to a lesser extent and beacons explored that contribute to this. Yeah, 112 beacons. That's very high. It's not quite my highest, which is 120, but that's still very high. The scrap is still very, very good, and the ships defeated are very high as well. So that's getting early long-range scanners. That's going through loads and loads of nebulas, which those two were sort of connected. Although I would have bought the long. I'm going to be honest. I'd have bought the long-range scanners there anyway, but that made it an even easier choice. So we were very, very comfortable in that run. We got good weapons early. We got hacking and cloaking by the end of like mid sector 4, and then we just rolled. So let's find out what ship will be number 8. 3, 2, 1, and go. We've already played Kestrel C. 3, 2, 1, and go. We've already played Stealth A as well. Okay, Lanius B. We have not played that on this cycle. So that'll be the next ship we play. Lanius B is really, really good. And a very fun ship as well. So we will do that next time. I hope you enjoyed the run, and I will see you for Lanius B. Bye for now.